Welcome back to Aerofly FS4 and the 787 Dreamliner. Today we'll take a demo tutorial flight where I'll show you how to fly this airplane from A to B. But first we need to plan our flight. So today we're going from Cardiff to Glasgow, cruising at 25,000 feet for this relatively short flight, taking runway 30 out of Cardiff with a departure, and the ILS for 05 at Glasgow. In the flight deck, first of all we'll head down to the FMC. You can see that our V-speeds have been pre-populated, and on the legs page we can see our flight plan has pulled through from the world map from runway to runway. On the autopilot panel, auto throttles armed, LNAV and VNAV are active, and 25,000 is displayed as our selected altitude. So park and brake off and throttles up. As we rotate at the rotate speed shown on the PFD, bring the landing gear up when we have positive rate, and activate the autopilot shortly afterwards. As the airplane accelerates, roll off the flaps, and it will continue accelerating and climbing. You'll notice at some points during the climb that the airplane levels off to obey altitude constraints along the route. We can see here, currently 6,000, but it will continue its climb immediately after it clears that constraint. On the progress page we can see our top of climb is in 40 miles. And we can also see this on the navigation display and the vertical path indicator, which is located at the bottom. At top of climb, the airplane will level off, enter VNAV path mode, and settle into its cruise phase. You can see on our progress page, our top of descent is in 129 miles. On the legs page, we'll find our bottom of descent altitude, the lowest altitude, before our destination runway. That's 2,400, so we'll dial that into the autopilot panel. The airplane will maintain 25,000 feet until the top of descent, at which point it will start to descend to 2,400. We might as well do some approach prep while we're at cruise, so auto brake and spoilers armed. If we zoom out the navigation display, we can see our top of descent slightly further ahead of us. At top of descent, the airplane will idle the throttle and pitch the nose down as it starts to descend on its VNAV path. We can see on the vertical path display here that it holds the VNAV path with no problem. You can expect the airplane to level off at 10,000 feet, while it decelerates to 250 knots. After that, it will continue descending. On the right FMC panel here we can see the ILS has been pre-tuned, and on the left panel our approach speed is already set. This is because we have auto-tuning active in the sim. So the 787 in the sim doesn't automatically decelerate to approach speed, so as we get closer to final, we'll left click the speed dial and dial in our target approach speed of 150 knots, but apply flaps as the airplane decelerates, followed by landing gear as we get close to our final approach fix, and activate the localizer. When the airplane intercepts the localizer, it will turn towards the destination runway. At this point we can activate approach mode. If for some reason you find yourself a bit high on approach, just dial in a lower altitude and hit flight level change. The airplane will now enter a steeper descent as it attempts to catch the glide slope. As the airplane catches the glide slope, you see the glide slope annunciator above the PFD. In this 787, Both autopilots are activated on approach by default.
Precision height.
With both autopilots active, you can expect the airplane to make
50,
an automatic
40,
landing.
30, 20, 10, 5.
It's a very floaty airplane. But as soon as you touch down, apply the reversers and bring the airplane to a stop. And that concludes our tutorial flight in the Dreamliner. Thank you for watching, I hope you found it useful. If you did, please drop a like, feel free to subscribe for more Flight Sim and Aerofly content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.